Welcome to the verified unknown. We don't give you the answers. We give you the evidence and let you decide for yourself. Today, we are diving into one of the most persistent conspiracy theories in modern history. The claim that NASA faked the Apollo moon landings. Over 50 years later, a small but vocal group insists it was the ultimate cinematic hoax, staged in a television studio. We're going to lay out the core claims made by skeptics and the definitive counterarguments presented by science, historians, and engineers. Our goal: not to tell you what to think, but to present the case from both sides of the debate. Let's start with the photographic anomalies, the most common pieces of evidence. Skeptics point out that in the vacuum of space with no air, the American flag shouldn't wave or ripple as the astronauts set it up. It's a compelling visual. The counter-evidence: the flag wasn't waving in a breeze. The astronauts were rotating the pole back and forth to force it into the tough lunar soil. The flag's motion comes from this inertia. The rippled appearance is because the flag was stored tightly and remained crinkled. Crucially, in all footage after they let go, the flag is completely still. Why are shadows not parallel? Why are some shadowed areas not pitch black? Conspiracists argue this proves multiple studio light sources, not a single sun. The counter-evidence: this ignores perspective and terrain. The lunar surface is not a flat studio floor. It's hilly and uneven. Shadows on slopes won't be parallel. Furthermore, sunlight reflects brilliantly off the lunar soil, the lunar module, and the astronauts' white suits. This bounced light illuminates shadowed areas. It's not a second light, it's reflective light. In all the photographs, the sky is jet black with no stars. With no atmosphere, shouldn't the stars be incredibly bright? The counter-evidence: the camera settings are the key. The lunar surface and the bright white suits were in blazing sunlight. To capture those details correctly, photographers use fast shutter speeds and small apertures, settings that cannot capture the relatively faint light of stars. It's the same reason you don't see stars in the background of daytime photos on Earth. Before we tackle one of the biggest scientific hurdles, if you're finding this deep dive into one of history's biggest debates valuable, do us a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to The Verified Unknown. It helps us bring you more content that separates claim from fact. Now back to the evidence, too. This is a serious scientific claim. The Earth is surrounded by zones of intense radiation. Skeptics argue passing through them would have been lethal to the Apollo astronauts. The counter-evidence: NASA scientists, including Dr. James Van Allen himself, were acutely aware of the belts. The Apollo trajectory was meticulously planned to pass through the thinnest regions of the belts, and they traversed them at high speed. The spacecraft shielding was sufficient for this short-term exposure. The astronauts' total radiation dose was carefully monitored and was about the equivalent of a series of CT scans, a significant exposure, but far from lethal. Beyond debunking claims, there is overwhelming positive evidence the landings were real. First, the lunar laser-ranging retroreflectors. Apollo 11, 14, and 15 left behind mirror arrays. To this day, observatories on Earth fire lasers at them and measure the reflection. This is ongoing, independent, and impossible to fake. Second, the moon rocks. Over 380 kilograms were brought back. Their composition is unique, showing signs of formation in an airless environment with no water, and bearing micrometeorite impacts not found on Earth. Scientists worldwide have studied them. Third, modern reconnaissance. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter has taken high-resolution photos of the Apollo sites from lunar orbit, clearly showing the descent stages, rover tracks, and even the astronauts' footpaths. Finally, the scale of the secret. The Apollo program involved over 400,000 people. The idea that such a conspiracy involving not just NASA, but contractors, the media, and the Soviet Union, who were monitoring every move, could be maintained for over half a century defies logic. So what's the verdict? On one side, a series of photographic anomalies that have clear scientific explanations. On the other, physical, verifiable proof left on the lunar surface itself, and the testimony of one of humanity's greatest collective engineering endeavors. The evidence for a genuine landing is robust, multifaceted, and stands up to rigorous scrutiny. But this isn't about us telling you what happened. We gave you the evidence. Now, we want you to decide. Sound off in the comments below. What do you think? After reviewing the claims and counterclaims, Are the moon landings an established historical fact, or do questions remain for you? This is the verified unknown. Stay curious.